Good evening. I'm Glenda Carlin, and this is our weekly A Course in Miracles meeting with Tibetan Buddhism inserted as well. Jesus and Buddha are going in this together. I bet you all the other holy beings are in there as too. Allah, I'm not sure. All of them. Okay, it's June 23rd, just so 2026, Tuesday evening. Thank you for coming out. Here's God Ed. Here's God Chaz, God Lynn, God Jerry, God Julia, God Glenda. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming out tonight. It really matters. It really does matter, this synergy that happens among us. And before I started the recording, I reminded each to invite in Holy Spirit, Jesus, Buddha, the enlightened beings to help you. Just help me gain whatever insights I need from this meeting. And I'm asking them to help me, guide me what to do or say. Get this all, whatever they want me to say. And that brings up a point, is that even though we're learning and have learned to let thoughts, feelings, and sensations come and go, you're also becoming aware of them. Because in among all these thoughts, feelings, and sensations will be guidance from your inner Buddha, Christ nature, godly nature. For example, I was scheduling a couple of eye appointments, and after I was done with the scheduling, I was doing something in the kitchen, and I got the feeling or the thought, I don't know if those appointments are exactly what I need or not. And I called back and the person had put me with the wrong technician. So I would have gone in tomorrow morning at 7:55 and met with the wrong technician. And so then of course, everything's perfect just like it is. But I mean, why be inconvenienced like that? I'm not a real early bird. So when I think of 7:55, I'm changing things quite a bit. Go. So the thing is, Jesus, Buddha, and the enlightened beings in your higher nature, they don't leave out these basic day-to-day things in your life, and they'll help you coordinate these things, help you, and they'll give you feelings about, oh, I don't think I'm thinking quite right about that person. And therefore you practice forgiveness or treacherous being through that image to think about or see their clear light nature, while at the same time you're remembering this is the real crescendo, that nothing the hell is out there. Now that's when the real rubber meets the road. We're cultivating heightened Buddha Christ godly awareness of all these six senses. The thinking mind's the sixth sense, but hearing, sight, smell, taste, touch, all those sensations, the awareness of the Son of God generated for the specific reason to feel purity, what is called emptiness in Buddhism. Emptiness means free of any elaboration, free of any obscuration. Emptiness is just purity, and it's spontaneously present and alert and lucid. This awareness, it generated the form and all these senses because it wanted to experience what unmoving, unchanging purity feels like within a form. I'm not kidding. You have to see, each of you sit with all that, because it helps you digest everything's the way it is, but also that it's just an experience. And when I was sitting in my chair tonight, a picture came to me of how to describe this, and I've tried to describe it before, but this might help even better. Picture a map of the United States. And on the bottom of the United States, on the bottom right, is this peninsula of Florida sticking down. So if you look, what I'm wanting to compare the peninsula of Florida to is the Great Ray that extends off the groundless ground of, of God's awareness. So if you, as you look at that peninsula, just kind of take your finger and draw like the coastline from up there. What is up there? Like Louisiana, right real close or something. Just through a finger along the coastline, and it comes down from the big part of the United States, just down around the corner of the peninsula of Florida, up the other East Coast side, back to what like Georgia. But look what I'm trying to explain is, and look at that picture. I'm trying to mute. There's God Debbie. She's not, I can't quite make her. Just need to mute yourself. Maybe I did. Oh, she had to. Oh, she's muted. Way to go. There's God Debbie. What I'm wanting to explain and have you sit with and contemplate, because this is another significant understanding, wisdom, insight. That peninsula of Florida is extended off the United States. It's not separate from it. So picture the ingeniousness of the Son of God when it wanted to generate form. All it simply did was extend a great ray off the primordial ground. And that great ray is continuous from the ground. There's no separation. And when that was done, immediately a downward light force occurred. This clear light, it downward has a descending pressure to it. That's the yang. That's called then that's the white, the yang pressure, masculine pressure. Then on the upswing, and automatically, instantly, with the down descending, there's an ascending upswing of yin, feminine, black energy, of liberating that form that got compressed, liberating it back to the clear light. But the thing is, the light never changed. Its appearance changed, like our new mantra is, all appearances are like water in a mirage. Nothing ever really happened, has happened, will happen, or has ever happened. These are all appearances, images like water in a mirage. It's a magic show, a light magic show. The clear light's compressed to make pretty colors and shapes, and then it's instantly liberated back to its clear light essence. And in my email, I Googled energies not created or destroyed, and I put that in the email because I want y'all to understand, because I haven't until recently understood this generation of light into forms and then its immediate liberation back to the light. It's all just vibrating light. Never changed. Nothing's ever been altered. It's not been defiled by any of these negative emotions or any of this imagery. Never, ever defiled. Never, ever. It's pure. It's open. It's clear. But what the Son of God achieved was he achieved a mirage. Wait, what do I say? I'll go back is the energy is neither created nor destroyed. And I want to quote a little bit from that. Oh, I've got so many pieces of paper. Let's see if I can find the right one. And this is a scientific principle, folks. The scientific principle that energy is never destroyed is called the law of conservation of energy. It's also known as the first law of thermodynamics. The core statement here, the law states that the total energy of an isolated system remains constant over time. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. So what happened then, the Son of God transformed, generated the light into these images. But nothing ever happened. That doesn't mean the law of cause and effect of karma is not working, because it is damn working. Because if we reap what we sow, so don't. So even though this appearance is like water in a mirage, these appearances with these when the awareness is not awakened into the fourth dimension, then that awareness is ordinary awareness, and it believes in cause and effect big time, and could be listening to the wrong voice, the voice of ego, fear, versus the voice of love or God. And we reap what we sow. But anyway, I'm not going to finish, do that further. But what you get kinetic energy, energy of motion, potential energy, stored energy due to position or condition, thermal energies, heat, chemical energy, electrical energy, radiant energy, nuclear energy. I mean, it's all light though. But we get fooled by the appearances of the images. And I know once in a while I'll talk to you all about the Son of God, how he fell asleep, how he, she, it fell asleep. And let's see. Um, and something recently that came to mind is just picture. So, so we're sitting in purity, and we're in purity even now. We're just not aware of it. But let's just picture we're sitting in purity, and we know we're in purity, and we see these images because when as you awaken, you remember, oh, these are just images of a reflexive radiance of mind's clear light. This is just clear light energy showing up in various shapes, designs, colors. Um, but picture when you're the Son of God and this is all new, like bam, you generated all these images. Guess what? And you got these six senses of thinking, mind. You can think about these images and you're looking at them and you're evaluating them. Oh, look at that beautiful light. Look at that beautiful color. Look at that beautiful shape. I love that shape. Look at that shape. I love that shape. I love that color. I love all of this. And look at, consider what the Son of God is loving. He is loving an image of himself. Himself. He's loving an image of himself. And he knows it's himself. He knows it's his energy. But but it was so slow and just so methodic. This, I love you, this image, I love you, this color, I love you, this shape, that the Son of God fell asleep believing he was a separate image. Now, doesn't that just sit with what the hell happened? He just, because what we're waking up from is the thought that we're a separate self, that we're separate self and there's separate objects and a separate universe. Well, where the hell did that come from? Well, it came, I can't believe I didn't get this before, but that it came about because the Son of God, he, she, it, fell in love with itself as an image. That it generated itself, but then it forgot it generated it, fell in love with it, and then feels separate and ended up with what she, it thinks is two-ness, separation. When there's no two-ness, there's not even oneness. There's just the isness of God's clear love light presence. But anyway, let's go back. Let's go back to what the topic of my meeting tonight is something odd has happened. It happened particularly this morning, but it built up as a result of this last week of different items that I'll discuss that I was practicing. I was practicing the Heart Sutra and the Diamond Sutra, excuse me, a Buddha, the Buddha Sutras, Diamond Sutra and Heart Sutra. But what happened this morning was I was meditating with that daily LA Dzogchen group. It's daily, meaning Monday through Saturday. 11 o'clock Eastern to 12, a Zoom via Zoom. And what I typically do during that meditation, I would join my crown chakra with the crown chakras of all the enlightened beings. And I oh, I'm going to show you this picture. Then I see all our crown chakras have look like this big swirl of energy, of light energy. And see that intertwined tree? All the bodies of the enlightened beings are intertwined in all their crown chakras. All the crown chakras are joined. And I'm standing vertical within like planet Earth. But while I'm standing there, I see this big whirling light force, and I silently call out the name of different members of all the song groups, including all of you that are here and others of our group. Plus, I call out the country names of nearly all the countries in the world, and then planet Earth, and then I'll sit and with the universe. And what's happening, I'm not doing it, I'm just a vessel or a channel. That light is going out and spiraling within each of your forms. Any of these, whatever name I call out, the energy goes there and it's spiraling inside of you, helping release and do whatever work's needed with each of us. So I did that, and after that was done, I was just sitting in my chair, just kind of being, and I was at the point of sending light into the universe, all the universe. And so I was just sitting, seeing that vast universe, but also knowing the vast universe is within the vast clear light, love, presence, openness of God, the vastness that has no end. But anyway, I was just being there. And then I felt something different. I felt like my awareness or my attention had settled down. It's the first time I've ever felt that. It settled down within this clear love light, within the clear life, love light, settled or was resting. Because the big teaching is of Jesus in A Course in Miracles, rest, just rest, let go of everything and rest. And Dzogchen is nothing else to do but rest in the view, nothing else to do but rest in the view. What's the view? The view is the clear love light presence of God's presence. So anyway, but I felt awareness had settled. I've never felt that before. Settled down into the clear love light presence of God. And I just rested. My awareness just rested within this clear love light. And that's different. I can't really, I think it was maybe on the clear love light or be sort of with it. But now something has occurred due to more letting go of these thoughts of a separate self, separate objects out there, and a separate universe. Oh, because remember last week I was describing to you, and I would have felt it even this week, that great ray light energy that comes in, it circles vertically. Then I felt it circle at the same time, it circled horizontally. Then I started to feel it come in front to back through all parts of my body and mind. So what's happened in this last week, I feel like all those light energies stop moving all those different directions and have just settled down. And for them to settle down, that means the winds and that light energy, for them to be smooth and settled down, there aren't dung balls of judgments and evaluations that they're hitting on. It's smooth. Because we just keep letting come and go our thoughts, feelings, and sensations. But anyway, so the light energy has changed. So I was sitting there resting within the clear light, love light of God's presence, as I rested, then I felt the great ray energy was spiraling vertically. At the same time, I was resting within that clear love light. And I thought that was pretty cool. That was pretty neat because constantly the clear love light generates our forms and liberates them instantly. It's a constant generation and liberation. But this morning I felt that the generation of the form while I rested in this vast openness of God's clear light presence. I'd never really felt that before. And then David, who was leading our meditation, started our closing chant. You know, we chant at the end where we dedicate the merit of any peace, bliss, or accomplishments for the benefit of all beings, to help all beings wake up from the delusion of separation of God from themselves and from their brothers and sisters. So as he brought up these chants, I put my hands together and I was chanting the prayers with him. He's the only one audible. Everybody else is chanting within their own space. I was chanting the prayers. Well, don't you know, I became aware that I was chanting. I could hear the words and hear the sounds while I felt the great ray spiraling within my form and while I rested within the clear light of God's presence. And I thought, that is odd. I'm going to double check this. And I'm not kidding you. I double checked whether I was feeling I was hearing myself say the words and the sounds of the words as the light spiraled, generate my form, and then as I rested in the clear light. And sure enough, all three were going on. And I realized what's happening is this nowness awareness is awakening to the point that I'm aware now of these six sense sensations of sight, sounds, taste, smells, as I'm aware of resting, which has never happened before. As I sat with this today, what I've realized over the years I've talked with y'all about being fully present with what you're doing while you're doing it. And then we'll talk about, oh, that means, you know, being present and aware of your thoughts. And I was talking to Lynn today, and we were talking about we're talking about how she's aware of her thoughts, aware of her feelings. Because just picture when we're asleep, thoughts are just happening. Smells are just happening. Feelings are just happening. They're all garbled together because we're asleep. But as we wake up, we start to wake up and then we start to be aware of our thoughts. Our thoughts are no longer running the show. You're aware of them. As soon as you become aware, then that actually liberates them. Awareness is curative. It'll liberate. But I want to go back further is that we've read in some of Lama Surya Das books examples and practices where you're careful when you're eating, what you're tasting when you're eating. You're aware of what you're smelling when you're smelling something. He breaks down each of the six senses, and he has exercise. I forget which books this is in, but what he's doing, and I really didn't know what the hell he was doing, but I thought it was mindfulness. Of course, it is mindfulness and awareness practice. But what he's doing is wanting each of us to wake up, be aware of these momentary sensations and things that are going on of the six senses, because that's the very reason the Son of God generated form. He generated form to put his light spirit inside it and to feel these six senses so he could feel, what does purity feel like? What does purity look like? What does purity taste like? What does it sound like? What's it feel like? All the what why am I thinking? How am I thinking about purity? Do I feel full? Do I feel complete or whole? Or do I feel separate or incomplete or etc.? Do I feel sad or happy? Now, sad or happy are normal human emotions. You just want to be aware when you're feeling really hyper or depressed. Those are anomalies. You don't want that stuff. You go seek professional help because it's normal to have emotions. And that brings up 16th of June, Bob Thurman. He's called Robert Thurman. Bob Thurman passed. He's a well-known Buddhist scholar, teacher, translator uh, of Buddhism and of Dzogchen. He passed away. And so in our Sangha group, they sent a link around where he founded a vet house in the United States. They were having a memorial service for him. And so I wanted to attend. I forget what day it was, the 20th, maybe. But I clicked on it and the room was full and I couldn't get in. And I went to see YouTube and Facebook, and it wasn't live. They weren't doing it live, or at least I couldn't find it. So, different days after the 20th, the 21st, I checked. There was nothing posted yet on YouTube. But lo and behold, I found something on June 22nd, and I put it in my email for y'all. Is they were having a memorial service for Bob Thurman. He's Una Thurman's father, that Hollywood movie star. Anyway, this well-known, well-respected, well-traveled Dalai Lama's done posts about him since before he passed, after he passed. They knew each other 60 years. I mean, he's a well-known Dzogchen Buddhist teacher, well-loved, well-liked. So they were having a memorial service, and it's 108 minutes. And during the service, what they did something really unique. Bob Thurman, they replayed the sound of Thurman chanting the Heart Sutra. And he was chanting the Heart Sutra in cadence or rhythm, is with what's called a bonefish drum. And this drum has a little beat to it, a little beat. It has a cadence. It's like a metronome of some sort. So he's chanting the Heart Sutra to the beat of this bonefish drum that someone had gifted him. And it was magical because I got in the cadence of it and I was chanting the Heart Sutra because they had the Heart Sutra, the words on the screen. I'm chanting it with Bob Thurman, and this Dr. Nida, Nadi, was chanting there too. And then they repeated it 3 times because in Buddhism, they tend to repeat things 3 times. So this Heart Sutra was quite long. And then they repeated it 3 times. I realized when it was happening that I was taking in these words deep within me. That's why we talk about let the words and wash through you when you're in a Zoom meeting and people are reading truths or chanting. If you don't feel like chanting, let the words and the vibration pass through you because they will, down to your cellular level, down to your DNA, down to the crux, your soul of you. Your spirit has memories of these beautiful cadence of this Heart Sutra is love, and it's saying these truths. And I'm gonna read the Heart Sutra. Let me find its page. I pulled my pages out. The Heart Sutra. I'm gonna read the Heart Sutra. Okay, the Heart Sutra. But what culminated in me feeling the being able to feel those in my form generating the light, great ray generate my form, resting with presence, and being aware of my six senses is because I had absorbed the Heart Sutra. And later I'm going to talk to you about the Diamond Sutra that I then contemplated a couple of days later before this morning. But both the Heart Sutra and the Diamond Sutra of Buddha, their main principle is that there's nothing out there. Okay? There's nothing out there, but they say it in slightly different ways. For example, so the Heart Sutra, the the main thing it says is form is no other than emptiness, emptiness no other than form. You know, I'm kind of getting out of sequence. Let's go back to the original start of it. This is the Heart Sutra of wisdom, because see, wisdom is it's talking to you about insights of how things are and what your nature is. It says here, Avalokiteshvara Bodhicitta, no, Bodhisattva, practicing deep prajna paramita. Prajna paramita, prajna is energy, paramita are truths. Clearly saw that all five skandhas are empty, transforming all suffering and distress. Empty means they're pure. Shariputra, form is no other than emptiness. Emptiness no other than form. Form is exactly emptiness. Emptiness exactly form. Sensation, thought, impulse, consciousness are also like this. See, this is those six senses. And what emptiness in Buddhism, it's a word that describes total openness, no boundary, no limits, total infinity, total purity. There's no word to really put on it other than emptiness. Nothing obscures it, nothing defiles it. And that means all your sensations, all your thoughts, all your impulses, all your consciousness are pure as well. That means nirvana and samsara are pure as well, because the essence of everything is the clear love light energy that never cannot be generated or destroyed. It looks like it's lost or destroyed, but it's not. Just the shape and the form of it is transformed. So one of the what can zippity do you faster into awakeness is not falling into labeling suffering as negative, bad, black. I don't like it. Get rid of it. I don't want that bad person in my life. Get rid of them. I never want them in my next life either. Get out of here. Get gone. I want to correct my karma so I don't get any of this shitheads in my life again. Or none of my, they're going to leave and I'm not going to have them around again. No, 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 no. All the forms, no matter what the hell they look like, from President Trump to Putin to anybody that you want to think is doing something negative, the pure, clear light of God, just the image is just showing up different. Everything is how I evaluate it. Now, you don't have to like them, but how are you evaluating them? How am I being with all these people, your relatives, your family, your neighbors, everything. But anyway, it's all purity. I never got that until recently. To sit with all that thermodynamic thing, and I wrote it in my email. Energy cannot be transformed or destroyed. I mean, it can be transformed. It cannot be generated or destroyed. It does not. The pure, clear light is pure forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So he's saying, Shariputra, all things are marked by emptiness, not born, not destroyed, not stained, not pure. I know that's a little odd, but without gain, without loss. Therefore, in emptiness, there is no form, sensation, thought, impulse, consciousness. Listen to this. No eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. no color, sound, smell, taste, touch, object of thought, no realm of sight to no realm of thought, no ignorance, and also no ending of ignorance to no age and death. Also, no ending of old age and death, no suffering, and also no source of suffering, no cessation, no path, no wisdom, and also no attainment. Having nothing to attain, bodhisattvas live prajna paramita with no hindrance in the mind. No hindrance, thus no fear. Far beyond delusive thinking, they attain complete nirvana. All Buddhists, past, present, future, live prajna paramita and thus attain peerless, perfect enlightenment. Therefore, know that prajna paramita is the great mantra, the wisdom mantra, the unsurpassed mantra, the supreme mantra, which completely removes all suffering. This is truth, not deception. Therefore, proclaim the prajna paramita mantra. Proclaim the mantra that says, Om Gate Gate Para Gate Parsan Gate Bodhi Swaha. Okay, there you go. Now, the thing is, the bottom line is for you to sit with, there's only this clear love light of God's presence. It never can change, never alter, but it sure as hell looks like it does. And that's when we fall into the belief these objects are real. Our body is real. We're never going to put our body in harm's way. It's a miraculous invention, creation. Oh, and it came to me why the human form was generated. The human form's the one, and it's precious, has got a mind that can reason with itself. It can wake itself the F up. But the other realms, they don't have this mind that has an awareness of awareness that can reason with itself and contemplate what I'm sharing here tonight and what Buddha is writing, saying in the Heart Sutra. No eye, no ear, no nose, no smell. Even though they're here and the light comes out of them and generates thoughts, sensations, and feelings, but that's just another way that purity is expressing. And it expresses through what are so-called looking good and bad, happy and sad. But you're rising above that. You're seeing through that, being through that, seeing through that, cutting through that. That's called trechet, or Jesus's advanced forgiveness, to see the clear light essence of everything. And think about the island of Florida sticking off the United States map. That's like the great ray. The great ray comes in one side, goes up the other side, and all it does, it generates an image and then liberates an image. It's just a magic show, a sleight of hand. It generates an image and then liberates, dissolves the image instantly. So there's nothing ever generated or created. Nothing ever created. It's just an experience. The Son of God simply wanted an experience to feel how purity felt within a form, but then damn fell asleep that he did all this, that he generated this, and believes he's these separate forms. You're just waking up to that. So that was like, I forget, the 22nd. And then last night it dawned on me, forget exact that the other big truth that Buddha that's well known is the Diamond Sutra. So I damn Googled that. And while I was Googling it, different things would come up and I would save them and email them to myself because I was going to read them again later. But as they came up, I was scanning through these definitions of the Diamond Sutra. And don't you know what happens when you're scanning through something? Guess what? Your unconscious mind's taking on those truths. These are holy, 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 holy truths. And you don't know it, but you're taking them on. I didn't know it. I was taking them on. And then I'd Google another way of asking about the Diamond Sutra, and up would show another definition. But the main thing that showed up within all of them, I'm not kidding, 4 or 5 times I emailed stuff to myself, is the Diamond Sutra teaches all composed things are like a dream, a phantom, a drop of dew, a flash of lightning. That is how to meditate on them. That is how to observe them. Now look at that. That's what Jesus teaches too. There is no world. There is nothing out there. This is, but yet we don't step out from a car. We go jump and help a kid if it's going to get hurt, etc. The Diamond Sutras teaches all composed things are like a dream. This is a direct quote from Buddha. A phantom, a drop of dew, a flash of lightning. Now, doesn't that describe that great ray descending and ascending? It in an instant makes an image and then liberates it. A phantom, a drop of dew, in a second, a drop of dew's there and it's gone. A flash of lightning, second, it's there and it's gone. let's see the Diamond Sutra. Where are you? Let's see if I got, what did I say, page? It's on page 6 and 7. It's on page 6 and 7. 6 and 7. So here's what it says about the Diamond Sutra. This is one of the most revered texts in Mahayana Buddhism, famous for cutting. See what those 4 phrases did. They cutting through the illusion of the material world. Its core teachings center on emptiness, the idea that nothing has a fixed, independent existence, and non-attachment. It is written as a dialogue between the Buddha and his disciple, Subhuti, Subhihuti. The sutra's most profound and famous teachings are organized into these core principles. The 4 core vows, the no concept mind, no concepts in quotes, mind. The Buddha summarizes the Bodhisattva's path. Bodhisattva is the awakening one, like you all, on the path of awakening. You don't know it, but you're already awake. You're just not aware of it because there's only the clear light mind. We've just got it veiled with some temporary obscurations that you're letting go of. You're letting go of because you're remembering the clear light essence of your neighbors, your family, your loved ones at home, and the people in your classes you attend, and all your people at the coffee shop, Ed. They're all pure clear light because you're seeing through, being through, cutting through. That's called Treched. I'm not kidding. It's the main practice of Dzogchen. If you don't practice that, you're not saving yourself years of practice. The Buddha summarizes the Bodhisattva's path into 4 paradoxes, which teach practitioners to perform spiritual acts without grasping onto the concepts behind them. Here's 4 dots. Liberate all beings with no notion of self. See, that's that underneath thing we're letting go of, this thought of we're a self, independent, permanent self. No, that's why we grow old, change, and then ultimately die. That's because it's impermanent. Thank God it's impermanent. If not, why we'd be froze into duality. No, this is all impermanence. Vows to free all beings from suffering, yet recognizes that in the ultimate reality, there is no separate self or other to be liberated. See, that's the other thing. You cut through, finally you realize, hold it, folks. There is no self. That's what I recognize. I forget if it was Saturday night or Sunday night. I was watching TV playing solitaire, and it damn dawned on me, there's just nothing there. There's nothing there. That's after I was been practicing the Heart Sutra and the Diamond Sutra. Live without abiding. The mind should not cling to or depend on any sensory input, sight, sounds, or thoughts. See, there you go. Remember the 6 senses. You're just letting thoughts, sounds, smells come and go. They're just coming and going. When you catch yourself evaluating them, you just let them go. The mind should not cling to or depend on any sensory input, sight, sounds, thoughts. Give without clinging to any notion. True charity is done without an attachment to the act, the giver, or the receiver. Cultivate without attainment. Even when seeking enlightenment, the practitioner must let go of the idea that they are quote, attaining a goal. See, all this is natural. That's why it's called natural breath and energy, natural body. It's all just natural. Just a naturalness is your true nature, this beingness, this resting within this clear light essence while you enjoy these six senses. You appreciate them and let them go and recognize they never really happened. This is all a magic show. That's not easy, but you just keep reasoning with yourself and saying this because you're adjusting to the fact that's an illusion, a phantom, a dewdrop, a lightning strike. All right, the next is the famous four-line verse. Towards the end of the text, the Buddha offers a famous four-line poem, Gatha, it's called Gatha, meant to be memorized and recited. It serves as a meditation on the fleeting nature of reality and conditioned existence. All composed things are like a dream, a phantom, a drop of dew, a flash of lightning. That is how to meditate on them. That is how to observe them. And then he talks about this Googled or AI thing says the raft, RAFT is in quotes, metaphor. The Buddha warns against clinging, to his teachings as absolute, permanent truths. He compares his doctrine to a raft used to cross a rushing river. Once you reach the other shore, enlightenment, the raft is no longer of any use and should be discarded. This means spiritual practice should be fluid and adaptable, never a rigid dogma. And this last one is seeing the Buddha beyond form. When asked if the Buddha can be recognized by his physical characteristics, the Buddha famously denies it, leading to a profound four-line verse. If anyone by form sees me, if anyone by form, like me and my form, sees me, by voice seeks me, this one walks the false path and cannot see the Tathagata. Because what he's saying there, Buddha's not in a form, he's this clear light of pure emptiness. And you're not either. So if you're looking out to see, to see a real live Buddha, that's why I've heard that Lama Surya say, if you see a Buddha in front of him, you kill him. That's and not literally, but it means just let him go because there's no two-ness. I see something out there. There's an object, a Buddha. There's a me, and a Buddha. There's two-ness. I'm seeing something. And so, see, it came to me Saturday or Sunday night. There's no observer and nothing to observe. That there's just this clear light presence of God. All right, let's see. That's 7. That's that. Let's see. I want to end with this. There's a saying, union of emptiness and dependent phenomena. I want to cover that. Diljo Khyentse Rinpoche says this. He's the holy enlightened being that had 50,000 people show up at his cremation. I'm going to repeat this. Union of emptiness and dependent phenomena. Union of emptiness and dependent phenomena. When we look out here and I see Ed, I see Chaz, Lynn, Jerry, Julia, Debbie, me, those images are dependent phenomena. What are they dependent on? They're dependent on emptiness. They're dependent on this clear love light for their generation. Now, I was going to say their existence, but they don't exist. So I apologize to get these words right. They just get generated and liberated. It's just a hologram, a magic show, that Easter parade that comes and goes. But emptiness, the union of emptiness and dependent phenomena. That really helped me in the last month. That was something I contemplated and meditated on to get to where I'm at right now, is this into the core of you, understanding it's all clear light, God's clear love light, presence, unconditional love, that showing up as different colored light images, forms, but they're dependent. The phenomena and lumina is dependent on emptiness. So in union, they're in union. See, there's no separation. Everything's all clear light, but it's just showing up as different colors. So just sit with that. It'll help you because you want to get out of this judging. You want to get out of this two-ness of me and them, me against them. We're all, Okay, I'm going to cover page 3. There's page 3. There's a list that I found on Facebook that Lama Surya Das posted that summarizes meditation. Because without meditation, this daily meditation with this Dzogchen group, I would not be here in this awakening phase of my life. And here's a summary of it. Meditation is more fun. Ask almost anyone. Here's a practical and basic, yet simple everyday instruction. And I put it in the email. Number 1, breathe, smile, and relax. 2, remember to remember. In parentheses, what you're doing while doing it. Into parentheses, which is remindfulness. Number 3, pay attention. It pays off. On page 4. Pay attention, it pays off. Number 4, turn the spotlight, the searchlight inwards. Parentheses, awareness is the higher power, the deeper/inner power in Buddhism, into parentheses. That's a big deal. Turn the spotlight, the searchlight inwards. Awareness is the higher power, the deeper/inner power in Buddhism. Number 5, focus, calm and clear and open to transparency. 6, observe without judgment or distraction whatever arises in body and mind in the present moment. 7, let go, let come and go equals let be. 8, enjoy the view, things as they are, nothing more or less to do, and undo the tiresome habit of overdoing. Parentheses, quote, there is nirvanic peace in things left just as they are, end of quote, in parentheses. Number 9, rest at home and at ease, on the spot, luminously aware, open and at ease. 10, enjoy the joy and delight of natural meditation. Yo, baby. See, that can be done even off the meditation cushion. Any one of those items. All right, let's check my notes here. So our mantra is all appearances are like water in a mirage. Duh. That's our group mantra. Okay, so in conclusion, what I've found is now my awareness has settled down. It's settled. It's able to rest within this clear love light of God's presence and just rest, be there, and doesn't leave there. And while it's there, this awareness is awake to the sensations that are occurring, the thoughts, the sounds, the sights, the smells, the tastes, the feelings that are going on in this sixth sense, from these 6 sense gates. And when I sit, like in meditation or in my chair, then I can also tune into that great ray that comes in and generates this form. But what we're practicing is becoming aware, fully aware, lucid and awake to what's happening in the now, right now, on these senses, and being able to just rest for a moment, just being able to quiet down and just rest, take an out breath, and just rest while stopping once in a while and remembering, hold it, there's nothing here except for the clear love light of God's presence, the clear light. These images are just a temporary magic show. Why am I getting so upset? Why am I reacting this way to all this? Let me settle down. Let me go turn the searchlight in and pause and settle down and turn inward and just be, let go, become aware and let these thoughts, feelings, and sensations experience them, be aware of them, let them come and go. Enjoy the show. And I I did not realize that's the awakened state. That's enlightenment. I didn't really know how to define it. But you're living in the present moment in the fourth time, the nowness awareness, aware, aware of your true clear light nature and the nature of clear light of everything, while enjoying the show, but knowing it doesn't exist. Now I know that's difficult, seems difficult, but you just keep contemplating it, considering it, and asking Holy Spirit, Jesus, Buddha, and the enlightened beings to help you, or you wouldn't be here listening to some kind of teaching like this, where I'm sharing with you this. Look at the Heart Sutra and the Diamond Sutra. This is what Buddha taught. This is what Jesus teaches. And so now it's just coming through me. I love you all dearly. Let's look at the screen and practice seeing through these forms to their clear light nature. I love you all. Thank you for coming out and being part of all this. It's really wonderful. So wonderful. Any question or a comment, if it's short or something like that? People like to hear questions sometimes.
Well,
And when you're
yeah, I thought I recently came across something in my papers, and it's just a couple pages long, but that's the whole thing. But the four stages of enlightenment according to Buddhist scripture.
I
And
don't really want to go into those right now, Ed.
well, I think that's what you're talking about is in
It
terms
may be, but I don't want to go into those right now because the meeting is over its hour time period. I'm asking you to share your experience of your awakening, Ed. That's really what I want to know,
okay, well,
not more words.
no, it's just that this is a statement. I won't do it, but it's a statement. It's what you're saying. It's what I'm feeling. It's what we're talking about. But it's written by, it's just a concise statement of the fourth stage. But I won't go into it, so it's fine.
Yeah, yeah. Just how are you experiencing your awakening, Ed?
Just what you said. Everything you're
Okay,
talking about.
cool. You're experiencing the impermanent. You're seeing this clear light. That's wonderful. Cool. That's wonderful. Feel free to email me or something about that, Ed, and I'll maybe bring it up next week.
I could read it later on, but I guess, or unless you don't want to do that either, but because we have an after session.
Oh, after session's fine. It's
Oh,
just that
okay. All right, fine.
any other comments or questions? Okay, I'm going to close our group for the evening. Thank you for coming out. I much appreciate it. Okay, let's find the recording.